All right, welcome to the live stream. I'm just going to be doing a little bit of research for our Toronto trip, and just thought I would stream it, give you kind of a peek as to what we're thinking. So if you pop into the live stream, feel free and say hi, or if you have any questions about what we're planning, you can go ahead and ask in the comments. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of get going. I'm going to be looking into the different banyas in Toronto, seeing what their pluses and minuses are, seeing which ones we like best. Let me just show you. Real quick our schedule, and I can show this again later. But we're looking at November 7th, getting in. And Toronto has a lot of really good Chinese noodle places, so I've put those in there. So we'd get together on the 7th for noodles, and then there's some possibility in the evening for some open steam time. And that means that we could visit different places, or if enough people come, we might rent something. And then Friday the 8th, in the morning, there'll be time for open steam, and then our plan is to get together at Southwestern Bath House and have some Venic treatments. I should post the link to this to our Facebook real quick. Let me do that. But then you can see, then we would have dinner at Southwestern Bath House. They have super good food there. And then Saturday, we would have another get together, a scheduled get together at one of the local banyas, and have lunch at a Chinese noodle place potentially again, and then have an open steam in the evening. And then Sunday would be kind of like kind of an informal conference type get together. And we're looking at tentatively having that at Veta, which is kind of a Finnish Nordic themed, really nice place outside of Toronto. And then the evening could be open for another potential steam. So what I'm looking to do is to put together a menu of different places and to see what's good. So I'll be kind of heading over here. So here is what I have for the different options so far in Toronto, and I think I'm missing some. So if you know of any good places, you could let me know, and I can add it to our list so we can look through them. Most of them are Eastern European or Russian banyas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be looking for pictures from the different ones. I already have some here. So for instance, this is Southwestern Bath House. So right here, you can see this is the hot room, and I uh, looks like we got one person watching. Are you guys able to hear the audio fine and see the and see the screen fine? So this is the hot room at Southwestern Bathhouse. It has a really huge wood-fired masonry heater and pretty good sized benches. And then let's see what other pictures I have. Cold plunge. Just outside the cold plunge, they have one of those pull strings. So you can, it's kind of like a shower. And if I think if I remember right, they also do have a shower area. And then their relaxation or lounge area is really nice. It's just kind of a chill, quiet room. I think it has a TV in one side. Then they have a tea room and kind of a restaurant, which is this is back in the sauna lounge area. And their restaurant, they do a lot of homemade stuff. Their food's really good. So I've been to this place twice, but I've never been to any of the other places, which is why I'm doing the research. So if you guys can hear me okay, just let me know in the comments. Make sure it's working and that you can see everything. I'm gonna take a look at this steamul sauna. And if the music's too loud, I can turn it down. You can let me know. But steamul sauna, they have two locations in Toronto. One's in Richmond Hill and one's in Mississauga, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So this looks like maybe some of the lounge area. I'm not sure what this room is. Looks like maybe a salt room. There's their exterior. So I'm just going to save these photos and add them. There's their looks like their bar and little kind of little cafe. Ooh, that looks good. That's some salted, looks like some salted fish of some kind, which is, I think, pretty traditional and pretty nice after banya. So I'm not sure what this room is. It looks like it could be a steam room, which I'm mostly just interested in the banyas. It looks like this is maybe the seating area for the cafe. Maybe the cold plunge area here, or could be a hot tub. It's hard to say. There's those fish again. There's kind of another hangout area. This looks like maybe where you would hang out in between rounds. All right, I need to maybe check out their Facebook. I need to check out their Facebook to see. So I don't know. I didn't see many pictures of their hot room. I was hoping to see that. Maybe it's in TripAdvisor. Looks like it gets pretty good reviews. So yeah, so that says right there it's the steam room. Okay, this looks like it's, yeah, this says it's the Russian banya, so this is the hot room. Yeah. Yeah, Shane, I did see that there are I did see a couple Korean bathhouses, and I put them on my. I think I'm gonna have another section for. Maybe it's not sauna directly, but Korean bathhouses can be nice. Do you know what the name of the thermal spa was? Yeah, I may have heard that one. That one may be on the list. Let me pull up the list again. So here's the list I have so far. um, Cedar Lodge was kind of a spa place. Um, Veta. Yeah, I did find have you heard of the Cedar Park Eudora? It's a Finnish cooperative. It might be kind of fun to connect with them. And I got some pictures of them. Let me just show you. I don't even know if they'll be open in November. But here's their hot room. And then where their sauna is set. So that would be, we were looking at Veta, but it might be kind of fun to check out that cooperative if they were a game. Yeah, I don't know if the water, it looks like a river, so it might not be frozen at that time in November. These are some good pictures on TripAdvisor. Let me make sure I have the right one. Mississauga. How do you pronounce that? Mississauga. Okay. So this place looks pretty kind of utilitarian. Looks like they have a massage room. Actually, that doesn't look bad for the sauna. Usually the Finnish saunas are pretty pretty sad at these Russian banya places. I'm not sure why they even put them in. Um, the banya rooms are really the highlight with the big masonry heater. So I see these fish a lot. So I think this, whatever type of fish this is with beer, is common for people to be eating afterwards. So those are some good pictures. Let's see what the recent reviews say. Looks like the use of the Venix there. Yeah, I think I saw that Thermea Spa. Um, but I think some of these places, I don't know if they always let you put water on the rocks, and they're more expensive and they don't even tend to be as good as these banyas. At least depending on what you're looking for. This so whenever you go to these less spa like places and more cultural places, um you're going to see stuff like this. Not always like fighting, but you'll have interesting stories for sure. So apparently there was some fight, and these people don't like the Eastern European or Russian influence. But otherwise, most of these reviews look pretty good for Steamel. Yeah, there's um last time I went to the banya in Chicago, there were a couple young boys in there, and their family was Eastern European. And and there was a sign on the wall that said no water on the rocks, but some guy threw water on the rocks. He opened up the masonry heater and put water on. And I could tell that the little kid wasn't happy about it, and he ran outside and he told his dad. And then his dad comes in, and he's like, "Who did that?" Like, and the kid points to the one kid. And he said, "This guy did it." And the dad goes, "Look, the sign says no water on the rocks." And the other guy just kind of shrugs and he goes, "It's a sauna." So they had a little bit of an argument about that. But then but then the dad brought in a bucket with a bunch of Venix, which are the branches that they use. And it was like had soapy water in these Venix, and he had his son lay down on the upper bench, put some towels down, had him lay down, and then he just, washed him and did this treatment. Um, and and he started with the youngest kid, I think. And the youngest kid was complaining about getting soap in his eyes, and the dad kept saying, "Oh, be quiet." And then the younger brother started chiming in. He was down on the lower bench, and he started, it's like, "Stop whining." Um, so it was kind of funny. But then the dad did that treatment for both of his sons, and then like the grandfather came in. So it was cool just to see that whole like authentic and rich cultural experience. Shane, you'll have to message me about that. All right. So I put those notes on the right one. Let me see. No, I didn't. It looks like from what I was seeing there, it looks like the Southwestern Bathhouse has better food than that Steamel one, um, and better kind of hangout overall areas. I'd like to find a place that has like a filtered cold plunge. I'm not sure if that's much of a thing up there. All right, I'm gonna look at this one now. Neveskaya in Newmarket. Yeah, outdoor chilled pools would be awesome. I mean, in November, right? It should be starting to get pretty cold. So, I mean, anywhere that has some outside water would be awesome. I did think about the potential if we get enough people coming, maybe we could rent like a mobile sauna and find a good place to put it for like a day or two. Yeah, I need to check in to see if who's closing down what for November. Actually, a lot of them close or have limited hours in the summer for the banyas. Okay, so this place is in New Market, which let's see, where is New Market? It's a little bit to the north. So there's kind of the lounge area. Looks a little nicer. Now that looks good. That looks like they have some movement in that cold plunge. That is that could be good. So I should look in to see I should research to see if they filter their cold plunge. Oh, you know what I didn't look up is Steamul, what their price is. Most of these places tend to be like $40 and gets you several hours. Here we go. Yeah, so it looks like $42 Monday through Thursday. 48 on the weekend gets you a 4-hour stay. Yeah, these I mean the banyas for my money are better. Like it's a better experience, better heat, um, and the prices are way lower. And for a lot of the places, you can just stay all day. Like it's not even 4 hours, like this one. Um, so it's a pretty good deal. Okay, so there's their cold plunge. That does look good. Where did you see the Venix? Oh, they sold Venix. Oh, at Steamel, Mississauga. Let me look at that. Would be nice to get the treatment. So that must be the treatment. Looks like probably 30 bucks for the treatment. Okay. What would be nice is to hire someone who's especially good at these Venic treatments, like get in touch with that community first and hire them to come and do it for a bunch of us and kind of get like a kind of like a group deal, but also find someone who's really good at it. So I'm not sure if this is their banya or their sauna. It has a drain in the floor. So that looks good. A bunch of leaves. That's a good sign. 3 tiers, a solid 3 tiers. But I'm not seeing the heater. It looks a little small compared to some of the other banyas that I've been to. Looks like it's just in a strip mall somewhere. Locker room looks pretty nice. Pretty clean. I don't know how long ago that was from. 2 years ago? Looks like they have some tea there. Not quite as good as Southwestern Bathhouse, where they have a whole wall of teas. This just looks like a few boxed ones. But that's a pretty common practice to have some tea in between rounds. For banya, I've never heard of that for sauna. I know coffee afterwards is common. This is good. So their menu, borscht, that would be good. Herring with potatoes, spring rolls. That's kind of interesting. Solanaya, and I don't know what that is. I'd have to look up a bunch of these to see what they are. I don't know when that picture's from. Those prices are pretty affordable. A year ago, I don't know if they've gone up. Kvass. Is that a cabbage juice? I'm trying to remember what kvass is. I like their menu. Okay, there's another picture of the hot room. So you can see the masonry heater off to the left. I'd like to see that's one thing I'd like to see. I'd like to see more masonry heaters in the sauna world, in the Finnish sauna world. Shane says that kvass is gross, but he had it in Finland from a Russian guy. What is it? What is kvass? Mm, I see. Kind of like a low alcohol sour beer. Pretty nice hangout area. This one looks good. I wonder what ratings they get. 4.9? That's pretty solid. See what the reviews say. This is a bad review, but something about it was during their closure. Yeah, this place has good reviews. I would be this would be definitely a tempting one for me. Although they have an infrared room, I don't know, like why even bother? Yeah, we have one. Ooh, hottest. That's good. Cleanest and hottest. I'm gonna put this in my notes. We have one open slot as far as like what we're trying to schedule, and then we'll have a bunch of other open slots on the in the different days, either in the morning or evening, that people can go try different ones. Let's see. So they were closed in July. And they're doing so they must get a lot of demand up there. That's what I love about Toronto is they have so many banyas, but like they're all getting used a lot. It's like $40. Okay, I got some more photos here. That must be a COVID thing. Steam room looks nice. Yeah, and it may be different. Their hours may be different in November. A lot of these places, the hours change a lot. Yeah, so the hot room's not huge, but looks good. Now it said they had two banyas, so I don't know if they have a women's and a men's. Little VIP room. There's the infrared. Oh, yeah, that's what I like to see. They are doing it right. Which bucket are you talking about? Are you talking about the pull shower one? Yeah. Yeah, that looks nice. So that one is definitely an option. That's pretty good. Yeah. All right. So, ambassador, this is gonna be an interesting one. I've already looked at this one a bit. I don't have photos. Um, this one's a little bit more grungy, or you could say has character. It's in North York. But this is like the OG place in Toronto. There you go. There's the hot room. So it definitely is seeing lots of heat and steam, which sometimes those places can be actually pretty nice. It doesn't just because it's well worn doesn't mean that it's not clean. And it's, tried and true. Yep. Yeah. Concrete in the hot room. I think that's probably pretty common. It's nice because it's not trying to, and this is a pretty large place. I think they have a lot of places to hang out. It's not trying to be it's not trying to be anything besides what it is. So you can see right here the heater, pretty good size, a lot of space in this room, which is good. It tends to make for better heat overall. Yeah, Shane says it has a 70s vibe. That's right. 70s vibe and like school, like 80s or 90s school school locker room. Yeah, it looks like it's someone's living room. I was trying to talk my brother into going, potentially sharing some lodging. Yeah, the food, everything looks very homey here. That food looks like just homemade stuff. Oh, they have a pool. That's kind of fun. So I was kind of leaning towards the ambassador as one of the scheduled ones just because it's so unique. I wonder how the heat is. Oh yeah, I should look at the Google reviews. Let's take a look. All right, the Schwitz, twice a week, every week. Oh yeah, I should have looked at the price too. I'll check out the price. Sounds like it's pretty laid back. Sauna is always hot. Cold plunge is always cold. I didn't see the cold plunge. Apparently, their massages are really nice. They're probably like legit massages. You can bring food in. Oh, wow. That's pretty nice. Man, if the pool was the cold plunge, that would be really nice. Because then it's gonna be filtered. I can put that in my notes for this one. No Frills place with great food, best price in the city for banya, and a proper high temperature. There you go. No Frills. Let's see. 7 months ago. Nice facilities. The owner's always responding. That's nice. Best banya in Toronto by far. Most quality steam. And you look at that reviewer, Roman Monat Monankov. Sorry, Roman, for butchering your name, but that's a good sign when that's his last name and that's his review. So I don't know. What do you think, Shane? Do you think the previous one that we were looking at, the Neveskaya or Ambassador, which would you, Shane, which one would you lean towards? Yeah, but if you have to pick one, his father-in-law introduced him. So I don't know who this is, Vladimir. Oh, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to schedule some music or something. So it says for men. I wonder, can women go here? Oh, here we go. Larissa. Yep. Everything's great. She says it needs to be renovated. Yeah. I probably lean towards Ambassador Club. It's going to scare some people away, I think, with the looks, but I think it's got good bones. I suspect if I lived in the area, that's probably where I would settle on going. Southwestern Bathhouse is also great. I already know I love that, but atmosphere is calm. Yeah, that's it sounds like a really good place. Let me see if I can find some more pictures. No, I don't think Arrow or Shane have used any of the banyas in Toronto. No, not Shane. I said Shane. Sam. I don't think Arrow and Sam have used any of the banyas in Toronto. Arrow's used the ones in New York City. So this is I can recognize the Southwestern Bathhouse. It's pretty photogenic. And then this is from their second place right here. Um, this is from Banya number 2. I need to get a better Banya hat before we go. Wow, I wonder where this is. To look at that later. Let's look in New York City. This is at Southwestern Bathhouse. It is really good. The atmosphere's good, everything. I don't know if I have this one. Sundanese Spa. I don't know if they're still open. I'm not seeing any posts for them. Hmm. I'm having trouble finding a lot of pictures of this place. Of the Ambassador Club. Right there. Right there's the sign. That's where it is. That's pretty awesome. Is the music coming through? Is it too loud? Not loud enough? Yeah, I feel like the Google listing is the only is the only I don't want Detroit. Surprised I can't find more photos or anything besides the Google reviews. Mm. Yeah, so I probably lean towards the Ambassador Club. I wonder what the price is. Let's see. Okay, here's a review. Um, Large place. Okay. Saunas are amazing. Some article about it. So they say 3 out of 5. So they say 3 out of 5 for cleanliness. So again, that might just be that it's worn down for the cleanliness of facilities. $25 flat fee. Well, that's not bad. Okay, here we go. Here's an article about it. This is good. So this place will probably have a lot of locals. Oh, there's a barber there. That's pretty good. Yeah, shaving and sauna, those two go together. That's a very traditional thing. Okay, this is says it's good. Only 2 non-Russian speakers there. So that sounds good, but they don't mention the cold plunge at all, so I'm not sure where that is. All right. Um, well, I'm gonna make this more difficult. I'm gonna look at Banya number 2. I don't think I have any photos there of that one. Oh, here's the hours for Ambassador Club. 10 to 11, 7 to 11 on Saturday. I was thinking about maybe going there Saturday morning, scheduling one for Saturday morning. All right, Banya number 2. And then I'll show you guys, if you're still around, I'll show you some of the Chinese noodle places. Ooh, that would be that'd be good if they had breakfast. That'd be kind of fun. I'll put them in my notes to ask them about that. Okay, Banya number 2. Banya number 2, Richmond Hill. So this is owned by the same people that own Southwestern Bathhouse. So I don't know if this is just like one of those heated salt rooms, but you can see the decor in there is pretty nice. I'll go back through these. I think this is inside. It looks like it's outside. They designed, like Southwestern Bathhouse does this too, where it looks like it's like a courtyard. Their steam room actually looks interesting. And the food at Southwestern Bathhouse is top notch. It's super good. So it's probably the same at this Banya number 2. All right, let me look through some of these pictures. Yeah, this one looks a little larger than Southwestern Bathhouse. So I think this is like, this might be the steam room or the entrance to the steam room. Kind of interesting. That looks good. Their food at Southwestern Bathhouse was good enough just to go for the food. Yeah. Yeah, they're I'm guessing Southwestern Bathhouse and Banya number 2 are, are both probably the best for the food overall all at these places. It was phenomenal. We got at Southwestern Bathhouse, we got, like, a chicken splayed in half with, like, some homemade hot sauce and, like, a homemade cake. It was all, like, super good. Let's look what the recent reviews say. And the way to do it at these places is you don't just go to sauna for like an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours even. You go and you sauna for a bunch. You might even take a sizable break in between your rounds and have some hot tea, and then you stay and you hang out and you have a meal. You know, you could be there for 6 hours. This says the cold plunge wasn't nearly as cold. So these people here, they said they don't like the rude management. So I would say, um, I think someone was just rude to them. I would say that the owners of some of these places, whether it's a restaurant or some sort of ethnic place, can sometimes be a little bit crunchy and short with you. It's not always the most like warm and fuzzy. Yeah, so this one's called Banya number 2 or Banya Richmond Hill. I mean, look at that hot room. That that heater is amazing. So I don't know what this cup thing is here to the side. That's kind of, I don't know if you pour water in there and it's another way to get steam. Yeah. Yeah, you would have solid heat in this one for sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so here's a great picture. That's that chicken that we had at the other place, and I think they make all their own pickles and everything, and they had their own hot sauce. Okay, so here's the cold plunge area. It would be interesting to see if they filter this cold plunge. They've got a shower, they've got the pull bucket, and then the cold plunge right there. If they don't filter it, it might be worth going early. That looks good. Mmm. Draniki. It looks like latke, potato cakes. Ooh. Those look good. Some salted fish and beer. I think that's the way to go. All right. What is that? Bellini? Mmm. Mmm. That looks good. So Ukrainian. I wonder if they're Ukrainian. And they make it vegan. So it's just a vegetable borscht. So this is their Finnish sauna, which is kind of a small room. It looks decent, but again, I don't know why they make these rooms. Um, the the banya hot room is essentially a sauna. It's the same thing. I wouldn't even bother building this room. So that's banya number 2. Here's another picture of the heater, the kiwas. Well, I can't tell. Could be a filter in there, down there. I'm not sure. Yeah, I hope they let you make your own steam. Um, I'm not, I'm not a huge fan of going to a public sauna that doesn't let you make your own steam. Ooh, that looks good. So this is their tea area where you would get, and I think it's free, but they just have mugs and cups, and you just get the hot water, and then they probably have a bunch of different kinds of teas that you can do, that you can make like this. Here we go. Which they're probably pretty decent. I'd probably lean towards the herbal ones. I'm guessing the stuff like the Jinmaicha or whatever it is, and the Chinese teas probably aren't amazing. All right, so that is that is Banya number 2. Looks really nice. Oh, here's more of the teas. So we're planning on going to their sister location, the original Southwestern Bathhouse, for one of the scheduled steams. Right here, we're planning on going. Now, this is still in flux, but we're planning on going on Friday, November 8th in the morning, or when they open. I guess it would be not in the morning, it would be the afternoon, and then just hang out there until they close. This is where I was thinking about maybe Ambassador. So, one thing, we went to Toronto with our family a few years back, and we had stopped at a Chinese noodle place. It was called Meat Noodles, and it was really good, pretty authentic, like surprisingly good. And I'll show you that place. But then I was like, well, if we go with Arrow, Sam, and I, yeah, I think Kitchener would be Kitchener would be too far. There's a few of those on the list that are too far away. Um, I thought, oh, it'd be fun to stop at some Chinese noodle places and get some like real good authentic Chinese noodles. Toronto, I mean, Toronto has to be in the running for some of the best Chinese food in North America. So I just want to show you a few of these places. This is Meat Noodle. This is where we went with our family. It's in a strip mall. It kind of has a kind of upper scale, a little bit nicer feel to it. And then we had like this bowl of noodles. It was really good. Shane says Toronto area is actually the most multicultural city in North America. I believe that. Squid tentacles. But then I was just surprised by how many places, how many really good places there were in Toronto. Like this place here, but then a bunch of others, and then the variety also. So they're not like all exactly like this one. A lot of places, like if you go to a pho place for Vietnamese noodles, in a lot of places, like it's the exact same menu. It's pretty much the same. Some might be a little better. So this is that meat noodle. Let me show you another one. Here's the Yun Shang rice noodle place. So here, this is kind of they kind of have this. It's hot pot, but also has a little bit different feel. It's kind of more on the individual side of things, and then with noodles. So it's kind of like a mix between hot pot and noodles. So this is one where you see you get your hot cauldron of soup, and then you can add all the different elements along with the noodles. And so they had a red broth, and this looks like a white broth here. Little cucumber side. Then look at that. That looks like maybe a mix of the red and white. That looks phenomenal. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe like a deep fried squid or something. Here's the outside of that place. So you can see this place is a little bit different. Oh, and it's pretty hot when it comes out to you. This is, oh, cold shredded potatoes. That's good. We make something like that at our house. And then, so those are those two. And then this place has hot pot in the name. So it's going to be more that kind of hot pot style. But then you see this, so this wall, they have this wall of things you can, I think, select to go in your soup. And this looks like it could be a place in Asia. That looks kind of like a curry or a peanut type of thing. A little bit different broth than the previous place. It's in a strip mall. So it's just throwing everything into your hot pot there. That looks like squid. Probably fish balls, squid, bok choy, lotus root. A lot of seafood at this place. Ooh, that looks good. So, I mean, that place looks top notch. And the problem is there's just so there's so many of these places. Um, Try Sichuan noodles and grilled fish. So this one's looks a little less soupy. There's that grilled fish. Oops. I like their mugs or their cups at this place. So this one looks like a little bit more fried, a little bit less soupy. Although that's soupy. And that right there, that is a good sign of wontons. When you have the thin wrapper, it's more kind of delicate. Like that looks like an excellent spicy wonton soup thing. Let's see. This is kind of a this is kind of a fun one. It's like I think just in a mall, and you wouldn't expect for there to be anything especially good here, but it's called Bing's Crispy Burger. So just like a food court, kind of like a food court place. But then they have this, and I don't know what part of China this would be from. Maybe more northern, maybe some Muslim influenced areas. But then there you go. There's like a Chinese noodle bowl thing that looks pretty good right there in the back. So, I mean, that place looks solid too. And then Fudao Noodle House. It's kind of like that hot pot again. That one looks pretty. This is it's a wood ear mushroom or fungus, wood ear fungus, and this is like I think probably a cold dish, and that's super good. So this would be nice after Banya to head out to go to one of these places. And then a grains fish noodle. So that fish looks nice and moist. Like a fish soup. I mean, that fish noodle soup, yeah, that you could not beat after Banya right there. That's like perfect. And their building's kind of cool for this one. Very, very kind of simple inside. Looks like they've got like 3 color noodles there. So this place looks quite good, and they have probably lettuce in the soup, which is a common thing for Asian soups. Looks like some Chinese broccoli and some sort of fried fish. You have 4 types of noodles. Yeah, so it'd be fun to stop at some of these places. Here's one, lamb soup noodle house. So this one, their angle is lamb soup. Again, I feel like this might have more of like a maybe northern China or Western China, where there's more of maybe an Islamic influence, where you'd have lamb. That looks good. So I think they've got different, maybe some organ meat too. So, and then this place makes some sort of crepe thing like this. It's kind of interesting. Maybe some sort of lamb rib. Canada Dry. So I'll look at one more of these and then I'll kind of wrap it up. So this is nice interior here. Bean jelly salad. These all look really good. Braised beef noodles. Passion fruit tea. That looks really good. So this looks like maybe a little bit more expensive, a little bit higher end place, at least for these types of shops. They make their own noodles there. Different salads. That looks good. Tofu skin. Try seaweed. Cucumber. Oh, it says celery. I think the celery's here with the tofu skin. Yeah, so the plan is, God willing, that we'll go November 7th through the 10th. Actually, I think I'm flying out the 11th. And that we'll have 3 scheduled steams at banyas or saunas or like a Nordic sauna place. with a few openings. Probably not everyone is going to go use other places. That would be a lot. That would be using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places. So you have the potential to use 7 different places, but I'm guessing most people will probably do the 3 and maybe a fourth or a fifth. But and then the option to check out a few of those Chinese noodle places, maybe 2 or 3 times, and then hang out and chat about sauna or banya. Um, so it should be a good time. I don't know if anyone watching has any questions, but I'll probably wrap it up. And I'll put the plan is to put this stuff together in a document, kind of like a menu, so that when people come to Toronto for this trip or any other time, like if you go to Toronto, it kind of has a guide for different banyas that you could go to or different Chinese noodle places that you could go to, and gives you a little bit of description and maybe kind of what you're looking for. So like it would describe Ambassador as kind of more like the old school, down to earth, very, very used and homey like feel, whereas some of the other places might be more modern or more kind of like a traditional, where you feel like you're in a village. Um, so, and it would be fun to meet some of the viewers and listeners there too. So, all right. Well, I hope you guys have a good day. I will send us out with the Toronto video, and we'll see you later. Risto here. I'm excited to announce the Upper Bench's first sauna meetup. Arrow Sam and I have been talking about getting together with listeners for quite some time. Well, we finally decided to schedule it. We talked about doing an East Coast sauna circuit, or going to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, or even meeting in Finland. But our final choice is perhaps the best sauna city in North America. This city has Nordic spas, mobile saunas, and tons of excellent banyas. Perhaps you've guessed by now, we're going to Toronto. We're still in the planning stages, but the dates are set for November 7th through 10th. We plan on meeting up with the Finnish contingent, going to my favorite banya, getting some Venic treatments, meeting y'all, and having a bowl of top-notch Chinese noodles. If you're curious to get more details, you can sign up for the email list at our website, theupperbench.com, and let us know if you have any suggestions. So get your passport renewed, get a good banya hat, and stay tuned for more info.